Okay, come on, bring it on. Bring it on. You're fucking Nazi. Fuck you, Nazi. Go fuck yourself. I love you. You are a shame. 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 If you want.
I feel very, very sorry for you. He's just a little man. Little man. You know what? Good for you. Just about. I'm sorry.
We need you out of the road, please.
You're a fucking traitor to the United States, you fuckface! Falling apart!
Wow. I have not much to say. Let's investigate Social Security.
And I'd like to welcome my friend Antonio Gracias to the stage. Antonio, can you tell us what you... Antonio is helping out with the Social Security. So just trying to review Social Security, where you may have heard that we found 20 million dead people.
Sheriff, he's over here.
Marked as alive in the Social Security database. This is so crazy. And then you'll notice there's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued. Do you want to?
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff they're working on. You've heard some of that already. But this is what jumped out at us.
The fact that they are paying for people that are not even alive anymore, somebody is investigating so you don't waste taxes that you're paying. It's kind of high. And you're gonna protest.
You're a fucking traitor to the United States!
Because this guy is doing the wrong thing. I find it even more odd. For some odd reason, in 2024, it went way up. Makes us wonder why.
I just went, just did it. I voted.
When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident.
This is 21, 22, double, 23, double, 24, double, 25, down.
No, you're right.
So in other words, if Trump was not in power, we would have 4 million. Ladies and gentlemen, under Kamala, that would not go down.
That's why gotta go.
Goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America. And there are a lot of good people in the system that pointed us in this direction. I want to honor them right now, that work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on. Yeah. So I want to stop for a minute. I want to honor those people today. Very good people. Very good people. I have been from D.C. to Social Security offices to the border to track this down, and very good people have helped us along the way. I want to thank them.
Yeah.
This number, what this is when you come in the country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid, and they'll give you an asylum case. You'll get an interview, then you get in. That's one way to do it.
Remember to subscribe.
Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that. make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border, they do what's called a release from your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, a notice to appear, which to appear to judge. The wait times on judges are like average 6 years. Look at Grok, you'll see it on immigration judges. There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5 million people.
So I can go to America, and if they catch me, at least I'm there for 6 years.
So what happens then? Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we map the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID.
What?
This is worth just reiterating. It's not people sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep.
No.
They weren't asleep at the switch.
I'm blind!
It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
Look, if I hadn't seen this myself, I'm not sure I'd have believed it. I went through it myself and mapped it, and Elon is right. This is true. The defaults in the system from Social Security to all of the benefit programs have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is, if you ask a robot if undocumented people have Social Security, it will tell you undocumented immigrants in the USA do not qualify for Social Security numbers unless they have legal work authorization. If they have work, so they can get it in a way, but however they can apply for individual taxpayer identification called ITIN, something weird with IRS. And when it's happened too much, when there's too many people, when they change the demographic, when they can vote in a one-party system, now it's happening, it's a good thing.
And that's how I became a Democrat.
I've seen this so many times on the left-leaning way of thinking. It's not happening, it's not happening. It is happening, it's a good thing.
That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through, on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people, in those benefit programs. And then what was really, really disturbing us was why. We're asking ourselves why.
Right.
And so we actually just took a sample and looked at voter registration records. And we found people here registered to vote. In this population, yes.
And who did vote?
And we found some by sampling that actually did vote. And we have referred them to prosecution at the Homeland Security Investigation Service.
Yeah.
Already.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that you cannot be empathetic for certain people. But if you want to avoid fraud so the system can exist, I find it very odd that you don't see this.
Are you sure?
And the truly disturbing thing, though, I just want you to know this, a truly disturbing thing to me, and the darkest thing about this to me, the voter fraud is terrible, but the human tragedy this created is extraordinary, because what you don't understand, and people don't know, and Americans need to know, that's why I'm here, is that human traffickers made $13 to $15 billion off of this, okay? That's the money that's going around the world, moving people around the world to our borders because of these incentives. How does it work? What happens? Hey, if you're in Africa and you're in Central America, you got to walk up through Mexico, through Central America. Who do you pay? You pay the narcos, you pay the traffickers, right? And we were told by ICE, it's between $20,000 and $500, depends where they pick you up, to walk across all those countries and get all the way up to the border. Where's that money goes? It goes to the cartels. It goes to human traffickers.
And you got people on TikTok making videos, be careful of the cartel because that will get you. Like the people in Mexico don't celebrate cartel, but you might be in America celebrating, oh my God, cartel is gonna get you. But you're the party of empathy.
Really?
Right, there are 30,000 children that have not appeared on the notice to appear already. ICE knows this. 30,000 children, 270,000 children didn't even get notices to appear. ICE told us that kids are being trafficked back and forth across the border to complete families to make this easier. This is a human tragedy. It's not just the money, it's the people and the kids. And how many of these people died on the way up here that didn't make it in? What happened to them? We created a system here that created an incentive for people to come and be taken advantage of by these traffickers. And how do you think they get paid? What, you're in Africa, Central America, you got $20,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 to pay these traffickers? No, you don't. What happens? You come in, then you owe them the money. You're an indentured servant. If you don't pay them, what happens?
Where do they get 20,000? If they could get 20,000, they would stay there. They have to do whatever they want. They have to work gangster, do gangster stuff, hide crimes, do a bunch of stuff. Maybe even go back. Hey, I'm a father again of this kid. Bring it in. Oh, the kids has to go back. Bring it in. It might be even gangster servitude for the ladies. I don't even want to talk about it. Maybe even for the boys. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you're telling me that I'm making a Netflix in my brain and that's not happening, then I can also say, believe all women is also a Netflix. No, you choose the Netflix.
What do? They kill your mother, they kill your brother, they kill your family. What happens next? That's what we discovered. And I have to tell you, it's tragic to me. The tragedy, the human tragedy this created is extraordinary. That's the real problem. This is America. We don't do this here in America.
Yeah.
We don't do this here in America.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear his voice quiver. This guy speaks Spanish. He's hearing stories that you have no idea about. And I find it odd that you want to keep your morals right here. And when you hear those stories, you're going to tell them, it's your human right. You shouldn't experience that. They will tell you, well, I'm good here, because that's a different thing that you never know about that you're kind of normalizing. But hey, you don't tell those stories because you want to keep your moral grinds over here, and you want to hide the social security things because you're like, oh, it's just fraud. It's not that bad thing. We're not normalizing anything. And I'm like, do you speak Spanish? Do you hear what they're saying? No, because you don't say that, because you don't want them to look as bad as your morals might look as good.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, dur, loqueta, verdetta, welcome.